Babylon.
The root of all evil.
The root of all evil. The heart of the Antichrist. Nimrod.
The creation of money.
King. The creation of money. The first Jew.
No.
No.
Do you think he is, or are you just saying that?
I'm just saying that.
Okay.
I'm just talking. I'm riffing.
Don't put that out there.
Don't put that out there. Who is it?
Nimrod's not a Jew.
No. Nimrod's not a Jew. Nimrod doesn't believe in any of that. The Jews call him the Antichrist.
He might kind of be.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Things are so hard to talk about because it's like, how do you define some of these terms, and where it's like, if Christ is one thing, then yeah, he's Antichrist. But if Christ is another thing, then no, he's just a guy. Like,
because on one hand, and we're gonna get into it, but like I can't like they explain the whole Tower of Babel thing, and they explain all that, and it's like they set him up as this evil guy who's going against God, and he's doing this.
Well, technically, it doesn't even say he made Babel, the Tower of Babel.
Yeah, I don't. It's very confusing.
It's kind of like assumed.
Yeah, but then you zoom out, and you're like, okay, well, if you don't look at it through like the God point, like the Christian or Jew, like if you don't look through that lens, he's kind of being cool. He's kind of a cool dude.
When I first got into the research, I'm like, because I'm thinking like, okay, Jewish book, their God, bad guy. So Nimrod goes against him, good guy. Then I started reading, and it's like, whoa, sounds like he's doing what the bad guys are now are doing. So maybe
New World Order shit.
God then, good God.
Yeah.
OG, good God.
Yeah.
Nimrod goes against him, sets us up on all this horse shit.
Yeah. My whole my presentation is basically pretty straightforward of just who Nimrod is, and then we get into we're gonna talk about who Nimrod is, what other gods he relates to. I know you have a bunch of different stuff.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be weaving like a moth.
That's good. As long as if you can manage the weave, I'm with it. Not many people can handle the weave.
I have I have all his Bible verses at the ready here in my notes.
Good. Well, here we'll hit it off with this. You got 10:8 through 12. Introduces Nimrod as a great grandson of Noah through Cush, son of Ham.
Second gen. Or third, I guess, depending how you look at it.
Called the mighty hunter before the Lord. Found the city of Babylon.
The mighty hunter.
This is interesting. I know where you're going to go with this. Go ahead.
I don't know if you do. There's a... Oh, sorry. I got to go to my Google Doc for this. I forgot. Jesus Christ. My bad. There's a translation, though, that has it not mighty hunter. And it is... Some of the translations, one of them I saw was like specifically the old Jewish Bible or something like that. It said he was the first powerful ruler on earth instead of that.
The first powerful ruler on earth? Which would make sense, because he is.
Right. Well, that will be, I think, the only time it says it in the Bible, though. Because a lot of the info comes from Josephus, the guy in Rome that's just like rewriting shit.
Which I have a whole weave on him we could do.
Well,
because he is
that guy.
He could be a cuck. He is a cuck. 100%.
He might be why we think the ark landed at specifically where everyone thinks it is.
Ararat?
Because apparently that's like translated differently sometimes. It's not the mount. It's not Mount Ararat. It's the mountains of Ararat. So it could be, and at the time, that meant like a larger region than it does now. Yeah. So it could have been a lot of the other places around there. It could be Tiamat's
head. On the other side.
You know me.
Where the two rivers come out of.
I do kind of.
No, it doesn't.
I have my little theory there.
His name means rebellion, or we rebel, possibly.
Yes, it does.
Mighty hunter before the Lord. Josephus says Nimrod turned people away from God, teaching them to rely on their own power. He's portrayed as a conqueror, gathering people into urban centers, ruling them.
But just to be clear, though, that is Josephus.
This is him saying this.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why like you read some of these lines and you're like, I don't know if this dude's fucking, is he making shit up?
That's why.
Is he putting this in a bad lens?
Look, the only time he comes up in Nimrod, in Genesis 10 and then Chronicles 1, it's the same thing where it's just son of Cush when they're doing like genealogies or ancestries or whatever. And then in the first time in Genesis 10 when it says Cush begat Nimrod, he began to be a mighty one on the earth. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherever it was before that, Nimrod was a mighty hunter before the Lord. And at the beginning of the kingdom was Babylon, blah, 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 in the land of Shinar, which might be Sumer. Out of the land went forth Asher and builded Nineveh and the city, blah, 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 blah. So it's like, yeah, he says he makes a bunch of stuff. It doesn't say anything that Josephus says. So it's like, take that shit with a grain of salt, I feel like, because that guy seems like he's just rewriting shit in their favor.
If we could weave a little bit, he was a Jewish general during the first Jewish-Roman war, right?
And then converts to
he fought against the Romans. Once he saw the Romans were like, yo, these guys are going to fucking win.
Yeah, he's a turncoat.
Yeah, he fucking surrenders, he switched sides, and then he prophesies that Vespasian.
Which we talk shit on, but possibly would do the same to survive.
What? Are you fucking kidding me? You think I'm... what side are we on? I don't know. What side? Are you winning?
Depends what you're fighting for, I guess. If it's something you would die for, if it's like, you think I care about what God?
Yeah, I mean, we live in America. If we lived over in like fucking Guatemala and we had like, we grew up with like rebel fighters, it's like, yeah, I'd probably die for a cause. It's like, we're not connected to anything. We don't give a fuck.
I'd love to care about something.
I would love to care. I'm looking for something to care about. That's why we do this shit.
So I'm depressed. I wish I could feel on such a level.
God damn. People say, oh, the greatest country in the world. You can do anything. It's like,
we've been neutered.
That's what it is. The illusion of choice. It's like Netflix. There's too many options.
Roman circus.
Fucked up. But he predicts that Vespasian would be emperor one day, and he starts stroking Vespasian off. And he goes, ooh, I'm going to make you a Flavian. That's when he becomes Flavius, Josias. Mm-hmm. And then he gives him like how about you start writing the Bible out?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now you got a guy that turned on the Jews. So he doesn't really give a fuck. So like, he's just going to go off of what they say.
Real Judeans still at this point.
Yeah.
What Jew actually, like, so.
Yeah.
Not fucking, lizard people.
No, exactly. Well, they haven't came down from Mars yet.
Bro, Mars might be hologram too, bro.
No.
The planets might be portals, dog. There's a reason Pluto's not a planet.
Why?
I don't know. I'm retarded.
He wrote a book, The Jewish War, Antiquities of the Jews.
I have it downloaded.
Do you really?
Yeah.
This is Rome's official history of the Jews. This is like...
I got lots of books on Jews, brother.
Yeah?
It's worrisome.
You should make a compendium.
I'm surprised. I'm sure people have one already. It's probably good not to advertise it. You gotta build your own.
After the flood, humanity spread from Mount Ararat into Mesopotamia. God commanded
Mountains of Ararat.
Mountains of Ararat.
Sorry.
God commanded humanity to move and scatter, but instead they gathered in cities. They didn't listen to God.
Or maybe they did, and then Nimrod told them to gather in cities.
Nimrod was the first to build a centralized state, ruling instead of letting tribes govern themselves.
Because allegedly, I think this is still Josephus stuff. I know it's not Bible stuff. But allegedly, his thing was like, don't let God tell you what to do. Like, you think God's why everything's so good right now? You guys are doing all the work.
Yeah. This place is beautiful, brother. Like, look at it. We're here.
We should be thinking ourselves.
Where's he at?
So he was the first person to, like, get everyone on, like, I kept seeing the link between him and, like, well, he was the first one to do, like, a one world government. It's like, all right.
I see a lot of that. Yeah. That's a lot of this. Yeah. And it does make sense.
Well, do you want to go into your? I can go through that David Icke thing because we were talking about Janus a little bit the one time on the pod.
Okay.
I can breeze through that quick if you want to find your place.
Yeah.
Okay.
What was that?
So David Icke's thing is he calls Nimrod Eanus, who is known to the Romans as Janus. Apparently, so it's Ianus, and back in the day, I and J were like interchangeable. So, but it was pronounced Janus. You know what I mean? Like, so the I is pronounced, so that's where you get the Eanus from, with the Janus getting an E, and then the E being pronounced differently over time.
Yeah.
Or the J just going to Janus. So that's where he gets that from. I don't know why he insists on using Eanus, because it seems like no one does. Everyone just calls it Janus. That's the Roman two-faced god of doorways, which is interesting that Nimrod's building a tower, yes, to reach God, but what does that mean technically? Reaching the firmament? No. That's what the same Bible is preaching. So it's reaching a doorway, because we've read the Enuma Elish. We know that there's gates. There's people standing guard there.
Yes.
So there is a connection to Janus there, as far as like being the god of doorways and gateways and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They do share a similar thing.
He's a mighty hunter. So there's different meanings to this. There's the literal meaning.
And real quick, when they say he's a mighty hunter before God, they think that means like in opposition. I always used to read that like in the eyes of God, he was a strong hunter. It's like no. He's like verse God, like I'm a mighty hunter.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, fuck y'all.
Yeah. So there's a literal meaning where he's hunting beasts. It's a kingly symbol. There's the figurative meaning where he's a hunter of men and he's forcing them to like be his followers, basically.
Well, if it's the first one where he's a regular hunter, there's the Gilgamesh connection too.
Yeah, that's the other thing. The many ancient kings proved power by hunting lions, Gilgamesh. The Jews say he ensnared men with words, hunting souls rather than beasts.
Spelling. And not for nothing, I like we're saying with Josephus, where a lot of this comes from, this could be his spin on it, where he's casting this guy in a bad light. I don't even know if that's true.
Seems, yeah.
Because he could have been going around being like, hey, guys, it could have been legit. Like, hey, we're giving all this praise to a guy that isn't doing a lot for us. Maybe we go knock on his fucking door.
Yeah.
Who knows? Also, I think it's so notable how in that passage in the Bible where it's going through all the generations of Japheth, Shem, and Ham, he's the only one. The only other person that gets any distinction is Peleg. It says they named him Peleg because his life was divided in two, and I guess Peleg means life is divided, or like divided in two, it means. He gets a fucking paragraph to himself about like all the cities he made and shit he did. He was a mighty hunter before God. So,
and who is that?
Nimrod, I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
So it's like he's got like, I know it's obvious, but also it's understated. Like, he's so important. If they give him a fucking little paragraph where no one, it's just name, you know, those sections where it's just names, just da.
Yeah.
For them to go give a paragraph to a guy and then not really give a fuck about anyone else until Abraham.
Yeah.
He's like hugely important.
Yeah.
So it's weird that there's not more info on him. It's just a few little.
Well, as you're just looking into this, everything tells you it's like, ooh, he's the most mysterious person in the Bible. Like nobody knows anything. It's like, well, how do you guys know this shit? Like, where are we pulling all these stories? Like,
well, I think a lot of people probably put him onto like Gilgamesh and then pull from Gilgamesh's story.
Yeah,
because it seems like they might be the same guy.
100%. They are.
Who's then Marduk?
And I'll show you. I got a cool chart. If you hear the next one. This is the land of Shinshar. Nimrod established Shinar. Nimrod established Babel. Enrich Akkad, Kereth, whatever.
Shinar might be Sumer.
Yeah, it's like right in between those. the rivers.
That's what Mesopotamia means, land between two rivers.
Yes. But yeah, no, 100%. That's where that was.
You're telling me that didn't do it? A guy you guys dressed up nice. He tells you all about Mesopotamia, and that doesn't win you over.
That doesn't win you. That's
the land between two rivers. That's not beautiful. You are a harlot.
This is the first time human society has been united under one central government. He creates unites nobody's allowed to govern themselves. We have one dude. I'm the guy, and you guys I'm the guy.
Assyria.
This is the origin of of Babylon, the great recurring symbol in the Bible, right? So this is like the first control system. This is where you get the New World Order, central authority, surveillance, one language. This is the kind of shit you get today. Which on paper, if we all spoke the same language, and
listen,
it would be
there are good things about. They've poisoned the one world idea with their bad shit, but it's obviously a good thing.
Control through convenience.
Clearly would be cool if we all spoke the same. But the bad thing is that would strip everyone of their current culture and stuff, so you don't do that.
And then the same money, and then the same this, and then we don't have borders. We just have land. You go to this side of the world.
Well, you're just cattle.
Yeah. You're an animal. Hit the next button.
You're Goyim.
Yes, well, you're Goy. Is that what it is, Goyim?
Gentile. You're Goyim. You're Goy.
The Tower of Babel. Wasn't just a skyscraper. It was a ziggurat, temple for the gods.
Yes, it was obviously a ziggurat.
Its purpose was both political and spiritual to unite mankind under Nimrod, establish gateway to the gods, to heaven, to the firmament. That's what
all this shit about that they were talking about this sounds exactly like Marduk's ziggurat, where it's like a connection between heaven and earth.
It's the same guy.
Same shit.
It's the same dude. It's the same fucking purpose. God confounded their language, scattering humanity across the globe. This scattering explains why so many cultures tell similar stories, but with different names.
You know what I found interesting when I was reading the passage about Japheth, Shem, and Ham's kid? It says, I think it was about Japheth's. It says how they're not Jewish. And I know they say Abraham's the first Hebrew, but it was just funny how they went out of their way to say it. And I'm like, so what are they then at this point?
Yeah.
What do they consider themselves religiously at this time? So it's weird to think the Bible's talking about people who aren't Hebrew or Jews yet.
Yeah.
It's almost weird that it doesn't just pick up with Abraham. It's like, oh yeah, everyone before him was cool, but Abraham's the best.
Yeah.
It's weird that they'd be talking about people that don't even believe in their religion. Japheth's line becomes Gentiles. It says that in the Bible.
Interesting. Well, Japheth's the Asians.
There's a lot of people, it seems like.
He's the one who's got the Tartarian blood in him.
Yeah, the
Mongols.
Dude, the Khazarians could be Tartarian. That scares me.
They could be the same. I think that they could be the same person.
I'm really hoping that's not.
Yeah. We haven't found the good guy yet. We're getting derailed.
I would love to know who the good guy is. But yes, this is the point.
What?
Trying to figure it out.
Yes.
It'd be cool if Nimrod's the good guy, but it might not be. Gotta figure it out.
Yeah, it doesn't seem... I don't know.
I don't know either. Didn't get anywhere. As far as figuring that part out.
This could all be bullshit.
No.
I don't know.
I think the Middle Ages might be bullshit. This is real stuff.
Hit next. Oh, that's what the UN building looks like.
What's that? Pedophile logo?
It looks like the Tower of Babel built straight up. Hit the next page. That looks like that's European Parliament. That's the UN.
Oh, like the depiction.
Not the UN, but yeah, just like that. That's symbolism, symbology. Hit next. God, the King Nimrod declared himself semi-divine, the mediator between man and the heavens. He began the tradition of kings claiming godhood. Later, pharaohs, Caesars, and emperors, when they deified themselves. His empire was as much a religion as it was a state. Blurred the lines between politics and worship for the rest of history.
And as far as him being Gilgamesh, he it says in the Bible he made Nineveh, which is like where a ton of their cuneiform tablets came from. I don't think there was any specific. It's not like specifically Gilgamesh's temple. I think that's maybe. But yeah, it was still like the connection just to, that culture stories and stuff, like same city.
You wonder, still, if they're all the same dude, you wonder if it is actually different people, but they're just saying, like, it's the same guy as in, like, they're following the same thing he was doing. Maybe Gilgamesh and all these people are actual. I don't know.
You don't think it's just like everyone's different versions?
That's probably what it actually
the
is.
Same story.
But if like the timelines don't match up.
Well, as far as timelines, I got the thing about him and Abraham too, because I don't think the timelines match up on that.
No, it's all fucked.
Abraham's from Ur. In Genesis 15:7, it says the Lord brought him out of Ur of the Chaldeans. The Chaldean word for fire is Ur. A ton of times it says out of Ur, and people don't think any of those times it means fire. It only means fire in this one instance where they say that they had this king that they assume is Nimrod, where they had Abraham thrown into the fire. Because that's like,
so it's the same. It's like a Billy Carson thing. They're just inferring.
Yeah, it's like, I think it says this king.
That's Nimrod. That's
Nimrod.
this. Yeah.
Not only are they inferring it's Nimrod, they're inferring like a version of that. It's like all the shit Wes Huff called bullshit on with the translation. It's like, yeah, that word does mean that. You know what it also means?
Yeah.
This, and that's what it means in this context. Dipshit. Yeah. Like, this is what I do, motherfucker.
Yeah. Nimrod was killed by Shem, Noah's son, for his rebellion. Is what the legend says. His body was cut into pieces and scattered.
I would love to know what any of this is based on, though.
What do you mean, like where it comes from?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Not that the Bible's like makes it true or whatever, but at least it's like, a thing.
Yeah.
Joseph is just out here like, yeah, it's this.
It's this.
These people don't know how to fucking read.
I'm not sure if that came from Josephus.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we're getting to it. How would you say this word? This guy's wife. Semiramis?
Yeah, sure. Semiramis.
Semiramis. After Nimrod's death, she took his death and spun it as a divine sacrifice. Basically, after Nimrod dies, she like deifies him and he becomes like the sun god or whatever. And then she has a baby and she says he's like the reincarnation of Nimrod, and that's like the whole Jesus story, which is
Egypt story.
Hit the Jesus story.
But the Egypt story.
Oh yeah, with like Isis and
Horus.
Yeah. Exact same thing. Yeah, it's like it's a keep. Like you'll see it there. Yeah. So
the Statue of Liberty's crown. The crown comes from Kronos, Saturn.
Really?
Rings.
Yes. Well, yes. That's rings, power, control.
Cube. You're trapped.
After Nimrod's death, his wife rose to power, declared herself the queen of heaven, claimed Nimrod ascended to the sun and became a god, the sun god. She positioned herself as like the same thing Nimrod did. Like, I'm the mediator between these people. But yeah, this is where you keep getting like the retellings of like all these stories of like the Jesus and the. So she starts fertility rites, sex and sacred rituals, worship of the sun and divine light of Nimrod, secret, what's that word? Initiations into the mysteries of the cult. These mystery religions became the blueprint for later pagan worship. So it's like he's basically what they're saying is like she laid out the blueprint for the Nimrod. Like he got deified as a god, and she like.
I get like why she would have the power to deify anybody.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, she's like the first queen after Nimrod. She comes to power afterwards, I guess.
Yeah, but he was in power, so she would only be as powerful as him. Why wouldn't he make himself a god?
Well, he can't. You only become a god after you die, and they start until like Rome when the guy like the last Flavian was like, called me, I'm the god, call me God. Like after you die, you get deified. That's like the reoccurring like Nimrod, like archetype. Is like you rule, you do all this stuff, and then you rule so much. Like Caesar and all these like emperors and shit. Like they became like gods in the end after they died. Like Washington when he's addressed like Zeus.
Doesn't that go against the whole thing where they don't worship more than one god?
Well, they're not. I think they're all pagan. Who the fuck knows?
Well, don't those guys introduce Christianity? So
What
can't they-
guys?
The Flavians and stuff, like Caesar and shit.
Yeah, but that could all just be introduced as a control system.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can't be talking about like, well, there's only one God, and then next scene be like, I'm a god.
I see what you're saying. Well, Josephus, that's what I think. I think that's the guy's theory is that like when Josephus wrote these things, like he almost wrote it to where like they predict, like he said like Jesus predicted that like Jerusalem would fall to this guy, and like Vespasian or Titus or something, they took down. So like he like wrote them in the Bible as like these are the guys that took them, like because they like fulfilled the prophecy and like almost made them like, so people were like, wow, these are the guys that took down like Jesus talked about that. So like that's what happened. But it's like if they made up Jesus, he could have said whatever the fuck. Like that already happened. Mm-hmm. Like they took down Jerusalem years ago. Now a book's gonna come out and being like, hey, the Son of God said a mighty warrior would take down Jerusalem. And look, that's the guy that did it.
And then yeah, half the time when they're talking about Jesus, it's like,
and people
we're
are
talking about stars.
Yeah,
we're talking about a guy. Talking about spines.
Yeah,
Kundalini. I don't even know what's happening.
No, and people are probably dumb as fuck back then. You tell them anything.
What's the thing about writing? Like, no one can read. 4 people in the town can read. It's like, yeah, it's fucking same Bible as always, and you just change shit over time.
Yeah. After death, Nimrod became associated with the sun god. In Babylon, he's Marduk. In Canaan, he's Baal. In Egypt, he's Osiris. The Ammonites, that's Moloch, which I know you had a theory about Moloch, but that's an ancient people message in the Bible. Believed to be descendants of Ben-Aim, the son of Lot. So it comes from like Lot's side of these people.
Abraham's nephew, right?
Yeah, I believe so. His worship centered around like the cycle of death and rebirth, symbolized with the sun rising and setting. All right. So this just basically goes into who he is, like through the different. I found these nice charts. Nimrod's identity was rebranded. In Persia, he's Mithras, Dionysus, Apollo, Soli Victus, which that was on that other crazy chart. This chart is basically the whole. I mean, I don't know if I don't know if I'm going to read through it, but that's just all the gods use. That's all the retellings of it.
Good chart.
Yeah. This is a better chart that you probably can't read. That's just the same thing. All the gods he is. You can go next. Egypt and Osiris. This is going to be the Osiris killed violently, scattered around, restored by Isis. It's the same story. Isis is Semiramis or Semiramis. Horus, the child, is Tammuz. Osiris' rebirth is like Nimrod's ascension to godhood. So it's the same thing. It's a repackaged version. The kid is born on December 25th, which is quite interesting. Quite nice.
Look at that star being awfully close to being Jewish.
It's disgusting.
And look at that interesting portrayal of the earth. A curious choice that they would present it as being round when we all know it's a realm.
It's a realm. Yeah, this the Akhenaten story. He banned all the Egyptian gods, replaced them with Aten, the sun disk. This is Antonism. Basically, Nimrod's solar cult revived again. He keeps going back. Is what this is saying. That through history, you get a retelling of the same story. Centralized power.
If Nimrod had a solar cult.
What do you mean?
Like, if we're believing what people are writing down.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it goes both ways. Like, is the Bible lying? Is this person lying? Like,
yeah, who the fuck? Yeah, nobody knows.
But it's like, I just have that mindset of like, if it's canon or not. So I'm always like, well, it's not like the Bible's not saying that. People are saying this.
Yeah. This is basically saying that the Nimrod solar cults and the Nimrod like system went from Babylon to Egypt to Greece to Rome. And then I started researching like, well, how does Khazaria fit in here?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And Nimrod is the first builder, empire builder in Babylon. The Khazars are they're a medieval empire that mirrored Babylon. They are said to follow Babylonian black magic before they switched to Judaism. So it's like that could just be like it could have went like I could be right on that front where it's like it went from Rome to Khazaria and then into Europe, and then that's where
it kind
that's
of
where you
makes
start
sense
seeing all these
because
secret societies popping up.
Germany is the second and third Reichs.
Why is Rome the third? Or I'm sorry, what? Or yeah,
Like the Rome being the first.
Yeah. That's what I meant.
And when I looked it up, it says it's because Germany's the one that beat Rome, and you're like, oh, okay. But then it's like, well, why would that doesn't mean they like keep your kingdom going? Wouldn't the Germans want to be like, yeah, we're now this is the first German thing? Why would you be like, yeah, we're the second Rome?
Yeah,
like, so it almost makes sense that you say that if Germany got that way through, because what did Khazars end up being? European Ashkenazi Jews.
exactly.
So that's Poland and Germany and shit like that. So it makes sense that if that influx, I don't know about the numbers, but if you have enough people there where you could start getting the ball rolling that way.
And then you create a Hitler and you make the second.
Which
you make the Third Reich.
It seems like, well, the first one they did from the banker side, and then World War II was like, yeah, let's get Israel.
Yeah. That on the dollar bill is supposedly Nimrod as the all-seeing eye. The Eye of Horus, that's Nimrod. Great Seal echoes the same symbolism.
I thought Horus was the kid.
Yeah, but like that eye, I guess, is like... Because she says the kid is Nimrod reincarnated.
Well, I guess there's that, yeah.
Yep. Well, the same thing. Basically what they're saying is that our world leaders are doing this today. They want to do the same thing today.
The one Rothschild, they quote him as saying, "We come from Nimrod." You can't find that quote anywhere.
Yeah, I can't find it anywhere.
And then I hear these guys on podcasts, they say that, and people will be like, "Oh, where do you find that?" And they go, "Oh, they'll tell you that. It's in their biographies." So then I go and I download and I look at like 8 Rothschild biographies today. Control F. No Nimrod talk. So I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if they're related to them. I don't know where that would come from and have where they wouldn't be able to point at it.
Yeah.
Like if no one's traced it back, because you'd be able to point at that.
Yeah.
So if no one's traced it back and there's nothing to point at, I don't know what that's based on. So I wonder if it's just they're saying like we're following his like principles or whatever, and not we're from Nimrod like descended, but we're from Nimrod like we're the latest iteration of him.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Because yeah, whether he's a god or just he's just an archetype at this point.